Hello everyone, today I'm going to demonstrate dependency injection. So before looking into how the dependency injection works with any programming language or any framework, let's start with the simple basic concept and we'll slowly move towards the dependency injection using with any of the programming language. So I've taken the car parts and let me open this in a new tab. Yeah, here if you see, for the car to be running, for the car to travel from one place to another location. So for the car depends on multiple parts like you have a, you know, battery, engine, oil filter, brakes, tires, and all of them. So these are all the dependencies. Without these dependencies, so the car does not work. So for the car, these are the dependencies. So let me take the few instead of concentrating on multiple things. Let me take a few of them. Yeah, I have taken the car name, car model, mileage, and engine and battery. So these are few of the things. So I placed it for the class car. These are some of the things, some of the dependencies. And so for the car name, this is a Ford. The value is Ford, and model say make is 2019, and mileage say 18 kilometers. Just an example, I have taken this one. And so these are the values. And if you see the engine of type, this is of type object, new class engine and class battery, which is of object type. This both are of object type. So here if you see the values, we have hard coded the values in the class itself. So I do not want to hard code this one in the class, so that we will discuss it. So here if you see the car name, model, and mileage, so these are the variables, what we call as the literals. So what are literals? Let me. So if you see here, so here in the Java literals, like integer is the literal, character literal, string literal, boolean literal. So these are all the literals. So this all the car name, model, and mileage are the literals, and engine and battery is of type object. So I do not want this values hard coded in my class car. So I want to inform say a person X. I will give all this information to person X, and at the time of creating the object, and I will suggest the person X to give these values. Nothing but the injecting these values. So similarly with the spring, so all the values I will mention, I will inform it to the spring, and and the spring will be injecting, the spring framework will be injecting the values at the time of creating the object. So we will see how it will be working. So for injecting these dependencies, injecting these values, so we have two types or there. One is setter injection and the other one is constructor injection. So in this demo we will be discussing more about the setter injection, and instead of taking multiple values, let's we will be taking I will be taking only one of them. So that is the car name and with the value Ford. So let's try with this one and see how it will be working. So I will be opening the IntelliJ. So it's IntelliJ. So whatever the demo classes which I have demonstrated for IOC, I moved into this package IOC, and I have renamed the build.xml. So before understanding the dependency injection, you need to have a basic understanding of inversion of control. So once if you are not familiar with inversion of control concept, so just look into watch my previous video on inversion of control. So here I have created a new package for demonstrating the dependency injection using setter method, and here I will create a new class, say car class I have created, and in this car class I will create a variable. I will be adding a variable car name, and just I will add the method for displaying the car information. So I have created this class. So to test this class, I will be creating the new. I will be creating a test class for testing this car class. So in this one, I will add the main method. Added this main method, and so I will be creating the. I will copying the previous one beans.xml, paste it here, and I will be changing this name to. Okay, and here I have a uh, bean definition, all the bean definition, whatever I'm doing. Since I'm using the car class, so let me copy the fully qualified name, copy the fully qualified name, paste it here, and the name is a car. So this is all the bean definition, whatever the bean information, the fully qualified name, I have mentioned it here. So let me call. So here what happening is here I specified all the information, and this information I'm passing it to the application context. So let me quickly. So for the fully qualified name, I forgot to add this class name. So I'm adding it over here. Yeah, now it's completed, the fully qualified name. So I'm specifying all the bean definition, beans.xml, over to the application context. So to the application context, and this application context will read all the bean definition, and it will create the object for the car class. So here, since we have mentioned the car, so the same name will be used car for identifying this object. So since we have a value, so we have a variable car name. So here we have a variable car name, but we have not inserted any value for this car name. Okay. So since let me. Okay. So since there is no value for the car name, what will happen is, so car name will be a null by default. So to use this class, what I will be calling is context.getBean. So what is the name? So I want to use this object, right? I need to call context.getBean of car. So then I will get this car object, and I can use this car object. The same thing I'm doing over here. Test class. So here I will be calling context.getBean of car. Let me run the program. I'm running the program, and here is the display car info method. I'm running this program. So here if you see, when I run the program, so here you can see the car name is null. Okay, since I'm not injecting any value over here, so let me inject the value. So here the name is car name, right? So let me add the setter injection we are using, right? Let me add the setter method. Yeah, so here I mentioned that private string car name, and here I'm generating the setter method. So generate setter method. So I have generated the setter method. Let me run the program now. So the setter method is present in my class. Yeah, still displaying as null. Since even though setter method is present, we are not injecting that value for the car name anywhere. So now let me inject the value. So we have already added the setter property. So we have already have a setter method for this property car name. So property, I want to inject the value now. So the name is this one, and the variable is, I will copy the variable here and I will paste this value, and value equal to Ford. So let me see now. So I added this one, and car name equal to Ford, and let me run the program now over here. Yeah, it's working now. So how it works is, let me show you over here. So here what it's happening is, for the application context, we are passing this bits.xml, and the object is created, and at the time of object creating the object for the car name Ford, here since we have mentioned the car name, the value is Ford, the Ford is a set for this. It will be calling the setter method present in the class car, and it will be set the value Ford for the variable car name. So to use this one, we will be using the context.getBean, and we will be using that when the same thing is happened. So similarly, let me add one more. Okay, before going to it, so let me see, like, is it really calling the setter method? So let me run the program again. Now you can see the setter name method called. Okay, let me comment this setter method over now, and let me run the same program again. So it's saying that invalid setter method or parameters are missing or something like that. There is no setter method present. So that's how you can understand based on the error message. So now I will uncomment this one, and let me run the program now. So it will work as usual. Okay, now let me take one more example instead of this one. Let me remove this one and car name one. Okay, I'm creating the setter method, generate setter car name one. Okay, okay, car name one. Okay, here if you see, the setter method is okay. I'm moving it. I follow the practice of having the variable name first and after the method. Okay, so here if you see, the car name one is there. So this name, the car name, this name, and the name over here should be matching. Here if you see the car name, and if you see here car name one, so which does not match this name, and this name does not match. So in this case, it won't set the value for that class. So here, that's what I am saying. When I'm trying to set the value for the car name, I'm trying to check the car name properties present or there not in my class. It's not present, right? So it's saying that invalid setter method. Did you mean the car name one? So if I change that to the car name one, let me change it to car name one, and let me run the program now. As it is. Now you can see it's running, right? So make sure the names match. I'm changing it. I change the values as usual, and It's working. Let me add some more variable, one more variable, say private, say int mileage, and I will add the setter method. So there is no setter. I'm not injecting the value for the mileage. So then it will be showing that mileage is a null. Okay. Let me add that mileage. Say mileage equals say 28 kilometers. This is just an example. Uh, so it can be like 28, 35, whatever the value. So just I'm taking it as the value as an example. So let me, I'm injecting the value now, 28. Using the setter method, I'm injecting. Okay. Let me run the program now. And you can see the mileage over here. The value mileage, uh, value for the mileage is displayed over here. So that's how the dependency injection using setter works.